Hey, you wrestle at Tawana?
Yeah.
Your dad's
Big coach.
We're on the mat. I'll grab a partner in a second. Look. I'm going to do it on my own here. Alright? Good referee position. Okay? My weights on my heels, okay, over my feet. Okay? Most of my weight is centered back. My hands are really light on my hands. When I put my hands out, I don't want a lot of weight on. I put a lot of weight on my hands. Okay? And it's hard to slow it up. I want as much weight loaded under my base as I can. Put my hands out, heads up. The ref blows the whistle. When I hit the stand up, I'm going to fire this arm up to the ceiling. I don't want to come up straight forward. If I'm coming straight forward, this guy's on top of me really hard. Pull his leg out underneath. I want to come at an angle. Alright, so as I come up, throwing this arm to the ceiling, okay, and this leg fires up, I'm going to turn my body about 60, 70 degrees. I'm not going full 90, but I'm turning that angle. Right here, I stand up. Okay, I want to get this leg out where I can drive off of it. Right? And then with my arms, as I'm coming up, this arm is blocking down. Okay, as I'm turning and coming up, I'm blocking this elbow in tight to my body. Okay, trying to block his hands. Okay, getting anything locked. I'm basically pinching his arm. He's on my belly. I'm pinching his arm down. This other arm, I'm firing it up. And throw this arm down. As soon as I hit my foot, this arm comes right back down. And I don't want to leave it up here. Throwing it up. Bring it back down. Okay, you're trying to grab the hand. Okay. And then from here, I'm going to drive up using this weight. Take the pressure back in me. This pressure pushing out this foot. Use this pressure to stand up. Okay, here's partners. He's right in here. Alright. He's on my left side, so my inside leg. So he's on the other side, I use the other leg. Okay. He's on the left side. That left leg, inside leg comes up. So I throw my arm, you see him, my head's up. And fire this arm up, this elbow comes down. Elbow comes down, this arm comes up, right here. As soon as I hit that foot, I'm blocking this elbow back down. Alright? Now, you hit pressure, pressure's in me, you drive out the foot, so you know pressure. Just drive out the foot, stand up. I'm ready to work. Alright? I'm not coming straight up. I drive back, and I'm right here. And that's all we're going to get to. We're going to break your hands later. Go over and put up stand up. So, one more time. Alright, fire up. This hand is firing. We're on the left side again. Left side again. All I do is, when a guy rides, because it's on one side, there's a tendency to have more pressure on that one side. Alright, so you're outside. A lot of times, alright, you have the ability to get that outside leg up really easy. Okay, there's no pressure. All the pressure is on this side, so I can pop this leg up on the outside. So what I do, you guys start riding me right away. Right? I bring this outside leg up. Right here. I come here, I sit back, I'm still sitting back on my base, so I have that power. I still have my power here. I'm not coming up here like I just showed you, where I'm standing forward. I have no power underneath me. This guy's at the top of me, I can't come up. I'm right here, my head's up, and my arms blocking. Okay, in case he comes over and tries to cradle or something. Alright, so I'm right here, and I can sit right here. See how it ride me? I can stand and scoot and scoot and scoot and stay in this position until he relieves pressure for a second. As soon as he relieves any pressure, drive on this bottom leg, and that's where my power's coming from. I'm driving on my feet. Really simple. This is all I did. Okay. Outside leg stand up. Guy gets on top, on my left side, right after the whistle. And I'm bring this leg up. Do a quick position. Okay. Right goes the whistle. I come up here, right here. Bring this leg up to the outside. Alright, my head's up. This is key. I have to have my head up. If I get down here, it's trouble. Okay. I got to stay up in this position. I got to keep my pressure back, so I'm sitting over this leg, and then I got to scoot. If I get extended up here, I let them drive me forward. I get up here, I I lost my power on my leg, now it's hard to get up. I gotta stay back, and I gotta slide over. Wherever he takes me, I gotta move. Right here, I stay in this position. So this is where I kind of want to get used to being in. So this stand up. This leg's down, head's up, my hand is blocking right here. And then I'm driving off this leg, and I'm release pressure, and drive straight up my feet. That's where we're going.
Christian.
He's on top. And again, right off the whistle, and you might start driving forward. Okay, so give me a little pressure forward. If you pressure forward, I come right here. There's no pressure on the outside leg, and get it up all the way to here. And again, my head's up, he pressures into me, I slide, lift him, okay, he relieves pressure for a second, boom, come up. Okay, so it's about feeling what this guy's giving me. If he's driving into me, putting all the weight on it, it's hard to come up. As soon as for 1 second, he lets off, I'm up on my feet. Okay. A lot of guys get this question. Okay. What if he goes for a cradle? Okay. I'm in kind of a vulnerable position. Okay. I get here. Now what if this guy comes over the top? Right? Tries to cradle. You know, do that right there. So, what I tell you, you think of it, he's pressuring into me, right? I'm right here, pressuring me a little bit. No, before we go there, pressure in. Now, right here, if he goes for a cradle, I'm coming up, right? That's, you release pressure. If you're gonna go for a cradle, you're driving into me, switch off. You're taking pressure out of my body. You understand that? So as soon as he reaches over that cradle, I should be up on my feet. Okay, so that's why it's a feel move. Right? The other thing, okay, if he goes for that cradle, right? I've got my hand right here, right? He reaches for that cradle, catch this hand, now I come up here, catch that wrist, come up. So you shouldn't be able to cradle me. The time I'm going to get in trouble is if I leave my head down and I don't see what's going on, then I might get cradled. As long as my head's up, I can feel where he's going. That cradle shouldn't be a problem. Right? So right now, I'm just going to go work on a partner. We're first going to work on it, then I'm going to put you through a little drill with it. The partner, pressure into him. When he's down, I want you to use driving pressure. I'm going to put my chest on top of him. Okay? Come underneath him. Try to ride. And I want you to drive on your toes. Drive forward. Okay? And all you're going to do is drive forward. Let him come up here. Drive forward for a little bit so it slides, and all you do is drop the knee. As soon as you drop the knee, you come up. Okay? It's a simple way to actually drill. Okay, you drive and pressure into him, pressure, he's just going to slide, stay in that position. As soon as I drop the knee, you come up. Got it? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, you bring this outside leg right here. So I'm up here. Okay, it could work. Alright, but still, it's hard to, I'm going to have to use this pressure or something to come up. I have no drive to come up. Okay? When I'm down here, this is where I'm getting that pop off this leg right here. That's where I can pop up. From here, when I come up, when I'm driving into it, I'm using pressure. Okay? And it's going to be harder, okay, to come and bring this leg all the way up here and get my chest up with this pressure. Okay, I'm probably going to end up right here. Okay, that's why I just want to sit back. Okay, so that's something there to the right. Sit back, get this like a down slide, and then drive up. Okay. We're not coming up here. Okay, we're probably going to end up being here if we do that. And it's a little harder to get that chest back, right? Up. Right. So work on. Alright, I'm going to go back up and do it. When I come up, all I'm doing is bring this outside leg up. I'm going to sit back on my heels. I can stop the lifting the best. Okay, maybe when you first do it, come up here, crawl a little bit, bring this outside leg up, and then sit back. Okay, if you're having trouble, just bring it up. Okay, come up, bring it up, and sit back. Okay, right here. I want to be comfortable in this position. Alright, this pressure on, I'm moving. Alright, as soon as you release pressure, pop up. Alright, so I want you to do a drill with this. Okay, I'm going to tell you when to go. When I say go, partner on top, just like I showed you, you're going to drive your toes, chest on top, driving into them, and within about anywhere from like 3 seconds to 7 seconds. I want you to drop the knee, okay? Other partner's gotta pop up. So right when I say go, bring that outside leg up, you float around. Other partner, pressure in, drop the knee, that guy comes up. I want you to get forward, just bring it forward. Alright, all I'm doing, I take a step, I elevate my knee, alright, slide underneath. Again, see, you pressure forward, I fell over, okay? I come up, I go again, until I get my hips underneath me where I can drive off this foot and come up. Alright? So, I want you to go up. When we go up, I want you to do 2 or 3 knee slides in a row before we get our hips underneath us and pop up. Okay, don't want you to do 2 in 1. It's not going to be 1 knee slide. Right. Other thing from a knee slide that works. If a guy hooks my ankle, here. Okay? A lot of times you guys have trouble getting out of it. Knee slide is how I do it. Okay? Again, I'm going to elevate, but now when I go, this is one where I'm saying I got to go to this outside hand. Okay? If I try to go forward, my ankle gets stuck. Okay? I've got to turn my foot. I gotta straighten my foot out, turn my knee inside, and slide out to get out of this ankle. I'm here, I turn my knee inside, and it's kind of a shorter knee slide. But all I'm doing is you watch my foot straight. I can't have a bend underneath the foot. I straighten my foot, knee slide, knee slide, knee slide, 2 or 3 times before we get back into our outside standing position, and then drive up to our feet. Got it? 1, 2, 3. My heels. Okay, now the key to this one, all I'm doing is I'm rotating my foot up. And my foot's going to stay in the same spot. My knee's going to rotate up. So my foot goes out, and all I do is I turn back into him right here. I hang on to that ankle. As I rotate up, he hangs on to it right here. I rotate up, and my foot stays in the same spot. I just rotate up to here. Now once I'm here, I'm catching this hand, okay, I'm going to peel it off. Okay, now I'm going to hang on to this hand, drive up against this pressure, okay, drive up to my feet. Right. Simple stand up, okay, when the guy rides that ankle. Alright, I've done this one before, okay, in college, I can tell you it works, okay. The guy rides the ankle a lot. As soon as he goes for it, you sit back, pressure back. And I'm going to rotate up onto this foot as I'm reaching for that hand. So I rotate back, and grab that hand. And again, I want to stay in good position here. Right, I peel this hand off, I roll it off. Okay, now as he pressures again to me, I drive off my foot, come up, and stay again in low position. Alright, bigger you come up.
Careful on that. Anytime you feel the table coming, back straight. Anytime you get your knee by your head.
Well, that's the key. That's why my hand is on me here. I'm rotating up okay, here. This hand, I don't want to leave it on the mat. Okay, it's going to be ready to catch anything. Okay, and then my head is up. Anytime your head's down, you're easily vulnerable for a cradle. My head's up, it always makes it harder. Okay, and then this hand is ready. He comes over the top. Okay, I catch this hand, and then I go both hands to it. I forget about the ankle, and I can come up. Okay, if I'm standing straight up, okay, I'm in trouble. Okay, because he can get a tighter lock. The straighter I am, the tighter on my body he can get. Okay. When I drop my level, okay, this extends his arms just a little bit. Okay. All I do is drop down, okay, his arms just get a little more extended because I'm pressuring down on him. And I'm not straight up, I'm just right there for him to lock onto. So I'm down, then I stagger 1 foot forward. I don't care what you like. But stagger 1 foot forward. Just find what you like, stagger 1 forward, and get in a good position where you feel comfortable to work from. Now, if his lock's in the middle, I don't want it there. So I'm going to slide it to the outside. Okay, whatever side I slide it to is the side that foot's forward. Okay, if my foot's forward here, I slide it over here. I want to get it on my hip. Okay, so I grab the lock here, I drop down, then I get this lock on my hip. Right, and what you guys, I've seen a lot of you guys do when they do this, to try and break this lock, right? You're getting a tendency to really turn your hips hard. Okay, I still want to stay square and straight. Don't get in the habit of like turning your hip out, like you're trying to side dip here. I want to stay square, okay? Looking forward, facing forward, my body's forward. Okay, now I'm gonna break this lock. My hands are gonna attack the top hand, okay? My thumbs. I'm gonna roll it down, and at that same time, all right, my hip is gonna drive out. And this is what I'm talking about, where you tend to turn your hip out like this, kind of to the side. That's not what I want. I want to drive it straight out, forward. Okay? So I'm digging underneath. I'm gonna drive my hip out. If you watch, his arms get extended as I do this. I roll his hand down, and I break that lock. Okay, but the key thing is my hip. If you watch my hip, and here, my hip goes out. You guys see that? My hip is going out. I'm not going butt out like this. Okay, I'm driving my hip straight forward. Because that's what's going to extend it. My back is pressuring against him. Okay, and my hip goes out, so I get him going like this. That's why I'm going to break his lock. So if he locks up, okay, if he's up high, I gotta push it down. I drop my level. I'm going to grab his lock, and I'm going to move it. I'm going to move it myself. Okay, keep it locked, I'm going to move it over here. Okay, I'm still in good position. Dig my thumbs under the top hand. I'm going to drive it, roll it down. Okay, I'm rolling it down as I drive this hip out. So I'm driving this hip out and I roll it down. I attack the one hand. Once I get it broke that lock, I hang on to this hand. Okay, the reason I take this hand is because my leg is leading forward already. My left leg's leading forward, I'm going to take his left hand. I'm going to take that hand and put it in my back pocket, and now I'm going to cut through right here. Thanks. Okay. Some guys are going to do this. Okay. I don't want you to. You're going to break this lock. Okay, you're going to grab this hand. You're going to put it back. But now look at, because my other foot was forward, I have to step this foot back forward and then cut all the way back through. It's an extra step, extra 2 steps. Okay, so whatever foot's leading forward, I don't care what you do, but whatever it is, then take that hand towards that leg and put it back. Because then we're already cut through halfway. We just have to kick this leg back rather than step, step, step. Okay. So one more time, he locks up. All right away, I'm dropping my level. I'm taking this lock and shifting it to whatever leg I like forward. Shift it out. Okay, I want to get it on that hip, right here. Okay, I'm going to pressure forward as I attack this lock. I'm driving my hip out, and my back is going against him, and that's what's extending his arms. Okay, hip goes out, roll that hand, attack this hand, put it in my back pocket, and I cut through and face. And I cut down into my stance. If you notice, I cut down, okay, and I'm facing my stance. I'm not. A lot of guys will cut here, okay, and they'll turn around. If a guy's ready, he can run right through it again. So we want to cut down and face. Okay, we don't want to end up in what I see a lot. Okay, you break this lock, guys will grab both hands and they'll do like a quick spin move. I don't want that. Okay, put that hand, okay, break it, put the hand in the back pocket, cut through the face. No spin moves, none of this stuff. Okay, we're not doing that. Attack the hand, hang on to it, put it back pocket, cut through. Got it? So 1, 2, 3. Realize too, okay, we work on this lock, get that top hand. Guys can lock like this. Okay, again, I'm always trying to attack that top hand, dig under that thumb, roll it down. Okay. The one thing I like to point out, because it's for little guys, it's a little joke, but if he locks, because little guys think this is funny, they interlock their fingers. Okay, if a guy ever does that to you, just squeeze his fingers together. Okay. Right, it hurts. Okay. If he goes like this, he just crush his hands together and he'll fall to his knees. Alright? That's all I got for you.
Alright, that's right down. So now that you guys go, we're gonna have
right here, I'm just walking on my toes, walking on my toes, walking on my toes. Okay. It's a lot of pressure, right? Okay. So you're driving your hip through. That's where most of my pressures come from, my hip. I'm walking around his leg, my hips driving in, because my chest and head are up. My chest and head go down, then I'm using all my upper body. Okay? So I gotta use my hip to pressure through him. Okay, right here, once he's extended, again, if he's not extended, he's down in referee's position, how are you gonna get this leg hooked, right? How am I gonna get that leg locked? So again, start here, bumping forward off the whistle, slide into the spot, my hip right against his, and I'm just walking on my toes, up his back this way, bumping this arm out, driving through, making him feel my weight. All right? The biggest thing with this ride, constant pressure. Okay? I want to just keep slowly walking on my toes so he has to continue to feel that weight. A lot of guys that do this when I show it, all right, you'll do a big hip thrust here, all right? Like this, you'll get some separation. You'll come back, you'll do it again. Each time I lose that separation, okay, he can readjust. Okay, when I'm doing constant pressure, he's constantly trying to keep himself up. Got it? Still 1, 2, 3. All right. Now that is a ride that's not easy to learn, okay? You gotta be able to stay behind his hips, get comfortable being there, okay, and drive through. I know we struggle with it. We can't spend the whole practice on it. This is good, but that's how we're gonna work on it. Now these breakdowns I go into are all gonna be from that position. Okay, where I'm riding out of this spiral with my hips behind him. Okay, all of them are gonna be out of that position. All right, so we'll continue to work on it as we move on. But for you guys to get better, when we go out and practice it, again, start from the beginning. I'm going referee's position, bumping forward, get into that ride, and then go into the next breakdown. All right, so right here, I got him extended here. All right, I get on top of my ride. Now, one thing some guys will do, when I'm driving them forward, pressuring through them, guys don't like it, and they'll pressure right back into me. Okay, so I'm pressuring into him, he pressures right back. Okay? Pressure against my pressure. Right here, he pressures right back into my hip. Okay? Right here. Now one thing I can do from here, okay, there's two. The first one, all right, I'm gonna jam trap. I'm basically gonna pull myself out of the way and trap him to this side. So he's pressuring back into me here. I'm gonna jam trap here. All right, I'm gonna pull my leg out of the way. Right here. All right, the reason it works is because he's pressuring here. I pull that leg off of him that's holding his pressure, and I can chop him down. All right? So as he's pressuring into me, okay, because I'm pressuring into him first, so we're kind of fighting pressure with pressure. Right here, he pressures back. All right, I move out of the way to the side. All right, and I jam trap to the side. All right, so I'm crunching with that deep waist on this side, trapping him here, moving my legs out of the way. Next one. Okay, this one's real simple, but when he's pressuring back in, all right, all I'm gonna do is take my hand off of this thigh. Okay, I'm gonna slide it up to this hip pocket here, handle, use it as a handle. I'm gonna lift this leg back and pull him down to his hip. So I'm right here, he pressures back, all right? I'm gonna pull back, all right, and then drive home. Okay, so again here, he's extended, I'm in my ride, I'm pressuring in, he pressures back, I pull this leg back, all right? I'm gonna kind of step off to the side, pull him down to that hip and then come. All right, using his pressure against it.
I like that.
Pressure's back, slide to that hip handle, pull him down, and cover. We got jam trap, we're pulling the hip down. Got it? All right, so 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm gonna open it up, maybe take a little step outside as well. Right here, keeping my hips tight, I'm bringing my back knee, okay, in front, posting it in front. All right, like this. Okay, so one time you put your knees down on the mat when you're riding. Okay, you wanna stay off your toes, or stay off your knees, be on your toes, but here, putting this front knee down. Now, my right arm is gonna hook at the rib here, the rib cage. My other arm is gonna be driving, okay, pulling across at the elbow. I'm gonna take a step with my left knee out this way, and I'm gonna pull this guy across, kicking that leg up. Okay, that's how I'm gonna break it down. So I'm right here, okay, I step across, I'm gonna pull him down. Okay, one thing, all right, I don't want you to do, okay, I'm not pulling him straight out front, all right, because then he can slide his knee around. Okay, I'm not trying to pull him out front, he can pull that knee around. I'm not trying to pull him on top of me. Okay, that's just getting myself in trouble. I'm pulling across in front of my body, and if you notice, while I do this, as I'm going, my chest lowers to bring him down to the mat. So as I'm going here, see as I kick that leg out, I bring my chest on top, so I follow him down to the mat. Okay, I'm not just trying to drag here. Okay, I'm following him with my chest. Okay, I'm dragging, kicking that leg out, catching that wrist as I go down. But one more time from the get-go. I'm right here. I take this left knee, I open it up, I take a little step out, I bring this other knee in front. I take a good big step in front. Okay, I want to block that entire leg out. I hook it on the rib, block here, and I'm pulling them across, but forward. And I'm not pulling them over the top of me, just pulling them across. And if you notice, that knee didn't move. That knee stays in the same spot. I'm stepping out with my left knee, dragging him down to the mat. Okay, if you want to think about it, you guys ever seen a guy do a half Nelson? Okay, where he can't turn the guy, he pulls him out front. Okay, it's kind of the same thing, but from a spiral, just dragging him across. Get it? Alright, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so he comes to his feet. Alright, first one, the easiest one I think, and the best one if you can get it down, is a mat return. Okay, lift, bring him down to the mat. Alright? What I'm going to do now that's different than a lot of guys show, okay, is when you got a lot of kids do it, okay, they stay locked in the middle, they'll come around, they may even end up on the outside here, and they're lifted, they're swinging the feet out and bringing them down, okay? I like to try and find what way makes it the easiest, okay? So I don't have to exert as much energy, but still get the same job done, alright? So I lock up here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step, okay, to the opposite side I'm going to lift on, alright? I'm going to drop my shoulder and slide my lock to the far side. So right here, I slide my lock to the far side. Now, I'm going to step back around and take a step towards the lock, the side the lock's on, load my hips up, and lift right there. So I'm lifting to the side my lock's on. Alright, the reason I do it, I've got a deep waist. When I step back around, this arm, I can almost let go of my lock and pick him up without that lock because it's so tight, and it only gets tighter as I step back around. Okay, it helps me lift. As I lift, it helps swing his feet out. Okay, this makes it a lot easier. You can try it when you go out, lift in here, okay, and then lock in here and lift it. Alright? But it should look like this. So I step, I drop, okay? Now as I circle back to the other side, I step around, okay? I'm keeping this tight. I'm not letting it slide back. Keeping this tight, I step around. I'm dropping my hips down, so I'm driving my hips. I'm popping my hips. I don't want to lift my back. I'm popping my hips right here. Lift. Alright. Okay? But we lock. We step to the same side our lock's on. So we shift our lock. Drop our shoulder as we step to this side. Step back around. Load our hips up. Pop. Lift his feet out. Drop to the mat. Okay, so one more time. Right here. And step to the opposite side. Drop my shoulder, slide my lock. As I go around, it's just cinching it tighter. Right here, I step down, and if you look, I loaded myself up. Okay? My hips are ready to pop up. Pop, and bring them down. Okay? I gotta go down with them. I can't just drop. Now, you guys know that. But lift the same side as our lock. Shift the lock, step to that side. Got it?
Are you have a specific palm up on the outside lock? Did you lock it specifically?
I mean, I always lock the hand that's on the inside, or whatever hand's deep is on top for me. Yeah, that feels comfortable, but I mean, I think you can do whatever. I guess it kind of depends on personal preference. I always think about locking around a guy's body. If I'm here, there's more space, right? When I'm here, I get less space. And it's easier for me to get tighter here than it is with all this extra. My wrists can bend. Hey, there's all that extra loose space, and then right here, I can get more a tighter grip. So that's personal preference. But I mean, if it works better, feels better for you, do what you like. Try different things. See what you like. Find out what works for you. Got it? 1, 2, 3. So you gotta pay attention. So when I send you out, you don't forget the first one or the second one, alright? Pay close attention. First one, alright? Similar to the last one, alright, but we're not locked. I'm gonna just drag him back down to the mat, okay, instead of trying to lift. Okay, I'm gonna drag back down, but when I drag, I wanna get all his weight on one leg. So for me, I'm gonna drag onto this side, I'm gonna put my weight down on this side. Alright, my hands are locked, okay? I lock like this, okay, around his body, and I do that because then I can get this core, okay, on this hip. I want to drive this hip down. You guys see that? When I crank this arm down and I lock like this, okay, I block this hip out. Notice his hip go in when I squeeze. Okay, I squeeze here, his hip goes down. Okay, so I'm squeezing, I'm not blocking that hip out. I'm going to drag my weight down onto this side, so all his weight's going on that one leg. Okay, as I do this to drag him down, okay, big thing in wrestling is changing levels, right? All I'm going to do is come here, come out front, and just change levels as I walk him down to the mat. Okay, I don't have to use muscle and drag him down to the mat with my arms. I'm just walking my body down to the mat. Okay, so I'm here, I block this hip out, right here, and all I'm doing is walking forward, dragging him down to the mat. Okay, but you notice that lock his hip in, okay? Getting all that weight of my body onto his leg. One more time with this one. I'm locked. Okay, if you notice when I squeeze my lock, again, I'm blocking that hip up, coming out front. Okay, I'm walking him down to the mat. I'm dragging him down. Okay, that's one. Number two, real simple one, but it does work. Okay? I'm here. I'm going to shift around out front into a double leg. Okay? But the key thing is I don't want him to get hip separation. So as I'm going around, okay, I'm cinching up. Once I'm out here, okay, now I'm going to start driving this way. I'm going to keep my lock. Okay, driving his way this way. Right? Instead of if I change off right now, he could sprawl and I'm in trouble. I'm going to keep my lock till I get his weight going. Now I can slide off. Okay? And drive him in. Okay? So as we go around up front, we keep taking bites until we get up front. We don't want to lose his hip control. His bite. That's the bite. The bite when I'm here driving. Okay. Run down the double. If you notice, when I'm out front, once I get out front, look where my body's at. I'm going to slowly walk down. Yeah, I'm not just coming out front like this. Give him a hug. Right? I'm dropping down, ready to lift. Okay, drive through. Right. And the last one, it's a little guy move. At least I've never done it, but I show it. There's two guys on our team had great success with it. They are 25-pounder, 33-pounder. Right, they come here. Right? They start pushing the guy. Okay, to the edge of the mat. Okay, the guy got to his feet. When they shove him to the edge of the mat, what do you want to do? You want to fight back in, right? Okay, because if you go out of bounds, you have to go back down. You're already on your feet, so you don't want to go out of bounds, or you got to go back down on the mat, right? So you want to get away. So they start shoving to the edge of the mat. They start fighting back in. As soon as they start pressuring back in, okay, pressure's right back into me because I'm shoving them out. All I'm going to do is my back leg's going to drop down to my knee on the mat like this. My front leg's going to kick forward, right here, and then drag them over the top. Alright? These guys did real good with it. The key thing is, alright, I gotta block both of his legs. Alright, so I push in, he pushes back. Alright, I'm gonna drop, I'm gonna go slow here. I drop this knee down, this leg goes out. See how I'm blocking both legs? If I'm only blocking one, this guy has a chance to step back, get into a scramble. I gotta block both, and I'm just dragging down. And you notice I'm doing this so I drag and I end up on top. Okay, remember, the back leg goes back. If you put the wrong leg back, I'm pulling him into my lap. See that? So make sure my other leg goes back. And it's a quick move. I'm pushing in, he pushes back, all right? All I do is I drop down and drag him in the mat. Drop, drop. As I drop down, I'm pulling them over. So those three. Drag down with this lock, I'm blocking the hip out, changing levels as I drag into the mat. 2, bite out front as I go around, drop my levels, double. 3, okay, push him to the edge, he fights back, I drop here, drag him down. 1 again, okay, one more time. Alright, so I'm just going to tell you a little about, maybe a little about my career, not too much detail, but mainly give you some things that have helped me along the way. Alright, so 9th grade year, high school, I made it to the state tournament. They had a little over 500 record, made it to the state tournament. But I lost out first match. Okay. 10th grade year, high school, ended up taking 3rd state. My junior year, I took 2nd. And my senior year, I finally did it, won state title. But the biggest thing I learned and brought from high school into college, it was before my senior year. Right? And it was learning how to goal set. How many of you guys right now, with your coaches, do goal set? Your coach will give you a sheet at the beginning of the year and you goal set. Alright. That's good. But for me, my coach did the same thing. Okay? 9th grade year, 10th grade year, 11th grade year, 12th grade year, every year. Okay? He gave us a sheet my first week of the season. We'd sit down with 2 or 3 buddies on the team. Okay? We'd write our goal. And we write, our ultimate goal, all our other goals, and we do it because coach told us to do it. How many of you guys do it because coach gives you a sheet and tells you to do it? Probably most of you. I don't have to raise your hand. But okay, that for me, that's what it was. I did it because my coach wanted me to do it. And I'd write down my goals that I'd come up with goals, I'd put it on our locker, told us to hang it on outside of our locker. I'd look at it. Some days, not every day, but it wasn't a personal thing. Okay, it was something I did with this coach. For my senior year, all right, the year after I did 2nd, my junior year, all right, about September. Now, I didn't wait till the season started. About September came around, and I sat down by myself. Right, and I made up my own goals on my own time. Sat down, I did an ultimate goal, okay, which an ultimate goal should be something that, that's your greatest goal you want to achieve. Okay, at least, for me in high school, I wanted to be a state champion. That's what I wanted. Okay. That was my ultimate goal. Through college, it turned into, be a national champion. Okay, it changed a few times. But your ultimate goal should be something that, is almost not out of reach, but it's going to take a lot of work to get there. Okay. Then below that, I made lesser goals, but specific things. How many takedowns I want, how many, wins I wanted, how many pins I wanted. Okay, different things like that. All right, so you can get specific with your goals. And they don't have to just be in wrestling. They don't have to just be in, in one sport. They can be in all different sports. Right? But your goals, right, they can be academic. Okay, what grade point average you want? You want to get a certain grade in class. And maybe you just want to, you're fighting the passing class. You just want to pass the class. Okay, whatever it is. Okay, it can even be in life. Okay, maybe you need, like Coach said, helping, help out a family member more. But your goals are they're your own, okay, and that's what's important to remember. Okay, whatever goal you put down is for you. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about what goal you set. Okay, when you put it down on paper, you made that goal, you came up with it. There's no one that can tell you it's wrong. It's your goal. And you can go shoot for and strive for whatever you want. I'm not the one to for me, my goals, right, they help me, become a better wrestler. Just because, and I believe they help me, they put me on a more focal point. They help me focus, put me on a path, led me down a place where I could actually, every time I went to the wrestling room, every time I was at a tournament, I was doing it because I had a purpose. And I had a reason, and I had something that I was striving for. Okay? So the goals really helped me, you know, when I was first, you know, getting to that next level. So my goals really helped me get to that next level. Right? After high school, when I got to college, I won a state championship in high school. My college, my goal changed to be a national champion. Okay, I thought that in my junior year, or by the end of my senior year, I wanted to be a national champion. In my head, that's what I was going for. Okay? Didn't matter. You know, I wasn't thinking about earlier years if it happened. I was just thinking by the end of my senior year, I want to be a national champion. Okay, sophomore year came around, right? I won it as a sophomore. Okay, and for me, winning as a sophomore, I was like, you know, I got 2 years left. I kind of had a feeling of like satisfaction. Yeah, my ultimate goal, I achieved it beforehand, you know, in high school. It took me till my senior year. College, I did it 2 years before I was done. Okay, so I was almost satisfied for a few months after I won my first title. And that's where I really started even getting more in depth with my goals. And actually learned to, every year, okay, I call it self-evaluation. Okay, so every year after you set a set of goals, at the end of the year, before next year, so I do it in September, the next September I do it again. Okay? But now, instead of just, you know, making new goals, a complete list of new goals, alright, I look back at my previous year, look at what I had accomplished, look at what I did, alright, and now I look ahead, and I change goals. I believe I gotta change something, improve something. Yeah, I change it. I look at, you know, what I have done in the past, and I try and improve on myself. And I try to raise the bar even more in every area, every goal if I can. You know, if I didn't achieve the goal the year before, it might stay the same. But maybe, hey, I was real close to it, and I think I even need to up it even more. I might do that. But every year, you gotta look back on what you did the year before and adjust and raise the bar. Because if you just stay with the same set of goals, and I'll tell people you're gonna sit right here. Right? But if every year you reevaluate where you're at in the past and you change it up, okay, you're gonna keep climbing, you're gonna keep going up. And you're only gonna improve yourself as a person. And that's what we're looking to do. We know you're here. Throughout your life, you don't want to just be that flat line. Right? You want to keep growing throughout your entire life. And I think goals can really help a person do that. Right? Another important, a very, very, very important thing to me, okay, is my faith. And one of the biggest things that helped me through college was as a freshman redshirt, okay, we always have a team meeting. And at that team meeting, there's two guys, John Peterson, who's the Olympic champion, 76, and then Tom Lampier, who's the Minnesota Vikings chaplain. Okay, he leads their Bible studies, their chapel, okay, before games and all that. Those two guys come and talk to us at our team meeting. They invite us to meet with them weekly, right? Talk to them, you know, and grow in your faith throughout the years. In my freshman redshirt year, I didn't do it, right? Growing up in high school, I went to church because my parents made me to. Kind of like I said with goals, my coach made me do my goals. My parents made me go to church. You know, I didn't make the decision on my own yet. Come to the next year, I decided. I got to that team meeting again. They talked to us about it. I had the slip in hand to fill it out. I didn't do it. I was scared. But about a week later, you know, and I'd seen friends go, you know, meet with them, and they told me how they loved it, and you know, enjoyed talking to them about it. And I was like, a week later, I was like, this is stupid. Why am I not doing this? And I ended up emailing our secretary, my coaching secretary, and I got hooked up with them. I started meeting them my freshman year on. So the past 4 years, I've been meeting with John Peterson, who's a former Olympic champion, and he's taught me so much about growing my faith, and he's put it in a way through wrestling, okay, that has helped me even grow stronger. And to me, that was one of the biggest things in college that helped me have the success I did, because it helped me compete at my highest level. Without my faith, without believing in Jesus Christ, I would have put too much pressure on myself. Okay, my pre-match routine. Okay, every match. Okay, I had a couple Bible verses I was ran through my head. Okay, when I'm afraid, I put my trust in you. Okay, it's a psalm. I think it's Psalm 53, 1 and 2. Might be 56. I'm not sure. But the reason I did that is because when you come in big matches, okay, compete for Minnesota, Big Ten Conference, you're coming in big crowds, people cheering, people screaming against you, people screaming for you. It didn't matter, but there's a lot of pressure. Whether someone's cheering against you or for you, right, it's still pressure, still added pressure. This is a way that I talked to myself and got myself in a pre-match routine where I calmed myself down. And I got to relax. And another Bible verse I use is, blessed be the Lord my rock, prepare my hands for war and my fingers for battle. Alright? This is another one. And basically what it means to me, alright, is, I'm putting everything and going out there. The Lord's my rock, He's my foundation, He's basically my everything. So going out there doesn't matter if I win or lose. All that matters is I go out there and compete to the best of my ability. And that helped me free myself from any pressure, any anxiety, and helped me go and wrestle how I should wrestle, how I should compete. So I believe, you can take how you want, but I believe faith is a very important part of my life, and it's an important part of whether it's, your life, your sport, family, whatever it is. But faith is a key part of what brought me where I am. And then just, I guess lastly, just to tell you where I'm at, my last goal, after I won the title of sophomore year, I made a goal to be a 3-time national champ. And I made a goal to become a 3-time national champ. And, I still have 2 years left. But I pursued, not just, I just wanted to win one more, I wanted to win 2 more. Right? That's what I went for. I won my junior year. Senior year, I went through some struggles during the year, had a rough time, took a little time off, got myself back on track, won the Big Ten tournament, made the national finals, hurt my ankle in the 3rd period with the lead, ended up losing the match. Okay? So I fell short of my goal, and I tell you, it still disappoints me right now, and I'll probably be disappointed the rest of my life, but something you gotta move on. It's still all gonna hurt. The reason it hurt is because I set a goal that I wanted to achieve, and I put everything I had into it. I put my heart into it. That's what you got to do. You got to set a goal. If you actually, do everything you can to achieve that goal, that's when you get that goal, and you achieve that goal, it's going to feel the greatest. When you fall short of that goal, it's going to hurt the worst. When you can actually get yourself to give everything you've got, put everything you've got into achieving something, right? It's a very rewarding feeling. Right? It's a way I think you should live your life to constantly grow. Like I said, when you can just put everything into something, and it helps you grow as a person, whether you get it or you don't. And now I'm trying to move on to bigger levels, bigger things. I can't achieve that goal any longer. I already missed it just short of it. Now I'm going to try to wrestle. Next year, I'm trying to make the 2015 World Team, and hopefully next year, the 2016 Olympic Team. So I'm trying to grow, move on to bigger things, and constantly trying to prove myself. Not just sitting on that one loss. If I just sit on that one loss, remember I said I was flat line? If I sat on that loss, then I'm going this way. Okay? You always want